And hello to all my friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for the mid-month of a very sunflowery September 2022. Now today we're going to do a very fast style all-in-one video here, reading. It's going to be lightning style reading. I'm going to be doing it very quick using every single tarot deck that I have. They're already pre-shuffled. That saves us a bunch of times. My 4 tarot card decks you see here, 2 angel oracle card decks. We're going to be rocking and rolling. If you'd like to jump ahead to your sign, I have that in the YouTube description there. I also have it in the timestamp on the bar. And I would like to introduce you to this guy here looking over my shoulder, this bear who has been here for quite a few months now. He now has a namesake based on the last contest for September. His name is Taurus. Taurus has I looked it up. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, Star Protector, and it has a bunch of like 10 different pronunciations, so I just went with the one that I like. So this is Taurus. He will be joining us for our reading, so let's get started, guys. So we're starting with Aries, guys. Here we go with Aries. And since I am using these decks for the first time, they do need to be ritual cut. Same procedure for personal private readings, cutting the decks into 3 pieces, putting them back together in a separate order, and then they're ready to go. And here we go with Aries, middle of the month. Let's see what Aries has got going on. Okay, big theme for Aries, and completely blocked. We got to do a discard on it, and they want it upright, so we're going to move it upright. Also get an angel card because it is such a big theme. Man, we're starting off with a bang. Okay, so we have, this was a good upright. We have a very good situation here for Aries, a very magical, magician type situation here where you guys can make something out of nothing here in the middle of September, going through the end of September too, because they're letting me know moon cycles. So moon cycles are important. We just got through the full moon. We're going to be entering the new moon. So this is very much manifestation energy, bringing new things into my Aries lives. Very good things. They show a lot of you are trying to balance 2 different areas of your life here in September, and you're doing a good job of it. But remember to handle that delicately. And the deck that they wanted me to use for you here, this is a bird that's holding a key, and well, it thinks it's a key, but it's actually a pin to a grenade. So it's saying the whole thing can blow up if you're not careful. So just be careful. It's a delicate procedure. And when I say balancing 2 areas of your life, one of them is usually your love corner / family. Another one is usually work. Now for other people it can get different with, health can jump in there, finance can jump in there, but it's usually just 2 main areas. For most people it's work and family. So just handle that really well. They show you guys do a good job of it. So keep it up. Keep doing that. They do show that my icicles in the hair card, so that lets me know that there is something uncomfortable here for a lot of my Aries in the month of September, middle of the month here. And it's letting you know too that this can be a card about sickness. It can be a card about mental kind of stressors and anxieties. It has a bunch of different meanings, but either way it's kind of like not a very comfortable situation. So regardless of that, they want you to go back to the main card, and this is making anything happen anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if, for example, you're sick in September. You can make it happen anyway. You can find other ways to make income if you can't work, or something like that. So whatever it is, you guys can overcome it. You guys can do just fine. And this icicles in the hair card is going to melt. It's just an uncomfortable situation. So there we go with that's the entire thing for Aries. Let's move into, next up is Aquarius. Aquarius, here we go. Ready to go. Phone verification, Aquarius. And a big theme for Aquarius. Okay, so we're starting out with double big themes here. We have a lot blocked again, so I need a discard. They also want this all upright. This is going to be another good situation for an upright. Need an angel card too? Like I said, guys, this is a fast reading. We are moving, scooting right through it. Okay, Aquarius. My goodness. We start with the wheel card. This is a card about good luck, good, very fruitable, good, fertile, that's a word I was trying to pull there, situations and circumstances. Things just happen to work out here in the middle of September for you in weird ways. It has much less to do with you, less to do with anybody else either, or circumstances. This is just things coming together, and it just works out real well. And thankfully it's the good luck card. So it's the wheel card, so you're either going up or down the wheel, and in this case you're on an upswing, so it's very good to see. Now this is also a good luck card, so I would tell you, if you have a chance to swing by and grab a lotto ticket, I mean, don't go crazy with it, but maybe just get one. Good luck can permeate into stuff like that. Okay, so a little bit of gambling, and like I always kind of give you the disclaimer here when that comes up, is to just small little bit here. Don't go crazy with it. It's not good luck for everybody. It's just that there's some parts of the sign here that are having some really good luck going on, and hey, try to take advantage of it, right? Now we showed the Justice card, so there is a legal aspect to some of my Aquariuses here going in the middle of the month. Some legal things going on. contracts, agreements, things that you put your signature on. Could even be buying a car, financing a car. Pretty much anything you sign can come up here. It's also returning karma to you, so it's letting you know that this is all about you, less about other people's decisions this middle of the month here. They want you to act out of strength. So we have 3 major arcana cards. They're huge. This is a very big Aquarius middle of the month. It is as big as they could have presented it, so it's huge. So strength, working out of strength, not working out of weakness. So make these decisions courageously. If if you have a weakness towards something, like let's say a person, like let's say an ex of yours you keep letting back into your life, silly example, but just you'll understand it. They want you to not do that. They want you to act out of strength, not out of weakness, like going back to old habits or something like that. Okay. Now the last thing they give is an interesting one that I don't see very much, and it's creative writing. So they're talking about journaling, doing whatever it is that you write down something with. For some of you, it's blogging. Other of you, I know you. Some people have been talking about writing like actual books or poetry or children's books. I've been hearing a lot of that lately. So it's time to write this stuff down, guys, even to make a plan if it's the simple version of this. So do something with writing, and penmanship comes up here very strongly for my Aquariuses here in the middle of the month. Now we move into Taurus. Taurus is next. Let's see if Taurus is going to give me the first simpler theme of this reading. And they do. Thank you, Tauruses. Well, it's still a little bit big. Still completely blocked, though, so we do need a discard, and that is also following suit with everything upright. So you can see a trend going on in this reading. All right, so Taurus, first thing they talk about is a lot of you are kind of looking up at the sky right now, wondering what direction you want to take things here, trying to figure things out. Maybe some of your heart is tied up here. I do have 2 hearts, 2 cups, really, the suit of things that are heart connections here tying in, and a lot of you aren't really sure the direction of where to go, and you're either praying or looking up, asking for help, something like that. They want to make sure that you stay on the good perception side of things here. Don't get into the dark side like, oh, what I've lost, or oh, woe is me. Why does this stuff always happen to me? They don't want you to do any of that stuff, so let's keep looking at the rewards that you do have, all the good stuff that you do have. It's like literally right behind you. All you have to do is to look at it. So be appreciative of those things. They do talk about action going on in your mind here. So a lot of you, it's basically the tarot way of saying, make up your mind about something here. It doesn't mean that you actually have to do the action as far as physical action. Like let's say you're in a bad situation with work and you want to get a new job. You're deciding to leave. Okay, well, you haven't really decided when you're going to leave yet, right? Okay, so this could be the decision of when you're going to leave, when you're going to pull the trigger on that. It doesn't mean you actually have to leave like right now. It's making a plan. It's making a plan up here. Making decisions is what comes up for Taurus right here middle of the month. For some of you, this is moving backwards into the past too. Interesting way to put it. But this could have to do with something from your past as well. The last thing they show is 2 people working together here. This is my kind of couples up card, coupled up people. This could be people in a relationship, my Tauruses that are in a relationship. This could also be Tauruses who are single, who are working closely with other people. This could be like you and a sibling. This could be like you and a coworker, doing something together. It's 2 entities basically coming together to work as a unit here. So that a very good unity, and it's any kind of that stuff, applying the context of this is obviously going to be huge. This, this message is a little bit vague, especially that last card. So attaching it to what Spirit is trying to say for you and what direction they're going for you is a major part of juicing and getting the good juice of the information of where they're trying to go for you here. But any of that 2 kind of working together stuff is very, very good in September, and Spirit would like to push that theme. So very good. That's Taurus. Now we move on to Leo with a deck change. That deck is expired. Leo's going here. Needs to be ritual cut. And back together it goes. Here we go for Leo, middle of the month. And another big theme. Huge. All right, we have 2 blocked. I do need another discard. And again, everything uprighted. Okay, so this has been an interesting month for Leo if you go back to my generals and also my loves. So this is one of my signs that has been a little bit more of a struggle for September than some of my other signs. It doesn't mean it necessarily affects you if you're a Leo that has not struggled in September. Round of applause, good job. But for the rest of you, there are some challenges going on. Now what they show here is a hang-up, actually, going on in the middle of the month. So something is stagnated. Something has stalled out here. Now what is it? Something needs to get moving. This action, something may have seemed like it's taken forever to happen. Maybe you're waiting for money to come in. Maybe you're waiting to hear back on an apartment or a job or any certain such things can come up here. But it's a hanged man card or a hanged woman if you're a woman tuning in. So just stagnation, delays. Something is taking way more time than you want it to here in September. There is growth here. I'm going to read these cards, these next two cards together, because we kind of have a dualistic dichotomy going on here. We have growth on one half, and we have a very stressful time on the other side. Kind of like the heartbreak card is how they brought it in. Doesn't mean it's actually heartbreak. Doesn't mean that all my Leos are going to be going through, you know, really rough breakups or anything like that. It's not that at all. The heartbreak card, as it's pictured, is a sword, so it's very much up here. It's very much about your thoughts, and that's why I say stressors. You know, stuff that stresses you out real bad or gives you anxiety. All that stuff can come up under a sword. So that's what they're showing, is that, you know, this is a struggle here up here for some of my Leos. Now, they do show the light at the end of the tunnel here is growth, and that's letting you know that you guys are moving toward a direction here. Things are going to improve. We just need to get this, whatever's hung up here for my Leos, to break. And eventually it will. It might not break in September, but it's going to break soon, whatever the situation is for you that they're referring to. They want to remind you that this is a slow growth. This is a process. This is going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to be that instant gratification. I also need to get an angel card. I just realized I missed that. They also are telling you to remember who you are. This is Archangel Michael coming in, so this is the big one, guys. Basically saying you're a powerful, loving, creative child of God. You're very loved. I pay less attention to those words and more to the title of the card, which is remember who you are. When that comes up, it insinuates that people are trying to get you to act out of character, act out of your moral values or something like that, or maybe just tempt you to do something you wouldn't normally do here. So remember who you are, however that pertains to you. Very good. Next we move on to Sagittarius. All right, Saggies, middle of the month. Another big theme, and more blocked also. You can just see, if you've been watching the whole show here, common themes across the board. Let's see what they do with the blockages here. Okay, this one they actually do want red blocked. You guys are the first one that they wanted that way. Need an angel card as well because it's a huge deal. Okay, so we start with the energy of incompletion with my world card inverted. That is saying that something has not been finished yet. There's a project that still needs to be wrapped up. You know, that was very full moon energy. You know, we would have liked you guys, you Saggies, to get this stuff done a little, you know, a couple weeks ago, really about 1 week ago. Get that wrapped up, but you know, it's never too late. The timing is fluid. That's the great thing about cycles in general, as well as moon cycles. You know, there's always going to be another opportunity for you to take advantage of it. So we talk about incompletion here. Something's not complete. Something needs to be wrapped up, get done, something like that. Check the box, get it checked off the list. They do talk about a lot of finances or health situation, probably a split audience deal, but coming in later in September. This is going to be very close to October, guys. This is either money on a delay. This is either some kind of health news that is on a delay. It is my page card, which is my messenger. So it's a money messenger or a health messenger pertaining to later in the month. I'm going to pull one more card just to make sure it's not a person. It's not. Okay, so I hit that right. All right, guys. So they're talking also about a brilliant idea. So a lot of you are getting inspiration here, middle of the month, going into October. A lot of my Saggies are very connected to the other side. You're getting these sparks of these ideas, and Spirit is basically saying yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's it. It's divinely guided. Well, of course, they're saying yes because they help plant the seed, right? So what they're calling you to do here is to take action on this. You have the idea, so now let's move forward with the idea. Okay, so take action. Let's bring this idea to fruition. If you don't have an idea yet, you have no idea what they're talking about, give it some time. You know, there's a few weeks here left in September, and there's plenty of opportunities for this inspiration, this light bulb effect to hit you. They do say that a lot of you are kind of falling into the dark side of your mind here in September. They really want you to turn this card around, just basically do this with it, and that's all it takes. So this is a matter of up here. It could be related to stress. It is a swords card. So, and it can also be a decision between two things. You know, if a decision is bothering you, you have to decide between, you know, am I going to move here or move here? Or am I going to take this promotion or am I going to keep my current job? You know, whatever the kind of crossroad is you are at here, whatever the decision you have to make, or if it's just, like I said, a mental kind of something that's just living there in your mind, bothering you a little bit, something you want resolution to. They show the dark side. So we want to turn this around. We want to get this moved to a place where it doesn't bother you. You're not stressed out about it, especially if it's in the future. It's a good time for me to remind you guys the future is not real. It is not here yet. You may be worrying about something that never happens. So why put the energy into it? So very good reading there for Sagittarius. Now we move into Virgo. Virgo is next. Same deck. Here we go with Virgo. Middle of the month, and another big theme. I think they've all pretty much been big themes except for Taurus. We got big ones all around. This one's not blocked, so it's good to be read like this. All right, so here we go. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. We start with the Death card. The Death card I read like a renewal. So this is something that needs to be completely renewed. And a lot of you are doing this right here in the middle of September, moving into October. A lot of you are starting something new. You're releasing old patterns. You're vibing up, awakening this energy. They give me the Breathe card, which lets me know a lot of my Virgos have been really stressed out. And I can relate. I am a Virgo myself, as most of you know. And, I have been working on moving myself. And, looking around at places is very stressful. Just like if you go to look for a car and car shopping and dealing with dealerships and all this stuff, it's just a stressful thing. So I'm just relaying the energy to you. Of course, that's not going to be exactly you, but they talk about breathe. So just breathe. Take a breath. It's going to be okay. Don't stress out about it. This is a releasing time. Speaking of release under that full moon, hope you guys took advantage of that on the 10th. We do have breaking. I just talked about that, but we talk about it again here in the next card. We have the Devil card inverted. So this is talking about a wonderful break. You guys are really breaking free from some shackles here. And that sounds very familiar to me because we talked about that in your love reading too. So it's probably, for a lot of you, this could have to do with people that you've detached from. This could have to do, that's going to benefit you. This is a good detachment. This is also, could be detaching from habits and just improving your life in general. Getting rid of anything that you don't want attached to you is always a great thing to have. The last thing they show is the card of, it's my bankruptcy card. It doesn't necessarily mean bankruptcy specifically. This can be about abandonment, being left out in the cold, just not basically having the warm and fuzzies going on right here in September. It basically shows financial, a lot of money being moved towards something a lot of times. And usually this is not fun. Usually this is something that you just have to put money into. Could be a big purchase, could be a repair, something like that. A fun purchase would be something like a car, a brand new TV, a brand new purse, something like that would be a fun purchase. This is not that. This is a lot of money being, subtracted from your account that you don't necessarily want being subtracted. Okay, so that's what they talk about there. I call it the bankruptcy card, but it's not about bankruptcy. You can just see it's just a minus. It's something coming in red that you don't want there. So that's what they show for the middle of the month here. And I go back to the main card of the Death card. So this has got to be a renewal. Keep in mind that you guys cannot have any carryover from the past. This has got to be 100% all. There can be none. It's not like a 95% deal. It's not even a 99% deal. This has got to be 100. You guys got to do this here middle of the month for my Virgos. Okay, and we are jumping into Libra. Libra. About to enter some Libra season 2. This deck is fresh. That's why I'm ritual cutting it into thirds. Actually, need this one too. Do both of these decks and put them back together in a separate order, and we're ready to go. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. Same procedure for personal private readings, which is open for September. Calendar is open. So here we go with Libra, middle of the month, guys. And another big theme. Well, should I be surprised? Not really at this point. There has been so many big themes for all the signs. It's just like, I think it's statistically just about impossible. It's definitely improbable. I think 6 out of my 7 now have been major themes. Huge. Let's see what your oracle is. All right, so the first thing that they want to bring up, this is my Chariot card. So this is the definition. The one definition is a car or transportation. It can be coming up for a certain reason. Maybe it's something that needs attention here, or is bringing attention to it. Maybe the bad side of this would be like getting a flat tire. The good side of this would be like, hey, maybe I'm just going to buy a new car. Maybe it's time to do that. Maybe it's time to upgrade my car. Maybe it's time to get the oil changed, something like that. So they could be reminding you about car here. Or the other definition of this is that we got energy way too scattered, Libras. We got to bring it back in. It's a reeling it in process here. The horses in the cart are basically trying to pull in 2 different directions, and that doesn't really work when you're pulling a cart. The cart's got to go in one direction, so we got to get these horses back on track. So that's what the energy is about if they're not talking about the car definition for you or the transportation. So now there is an element here that is very, very painful in your mind, and I've just experienced this in the Virgo reading. I'm a Virgo, so I tie into those readings very tightly. But here, they're bringing up the same card here for you that we had for Virgo here with my Heartbreak card, and this is not and especially in this deck, this is usually not about heartbreak itself. This is just something that is really tough for you to do here. It's either causing you a lot of stress, causing you a lot of anxiety. I gave the example in my Virgo part reading. It was actually just right before here. It was about like moving for me, looking at all these different houses, looking at all these different apartments. Very stressful, right? Very, where am I going to move to? So the context of where they're going with that for you is obviously key. They do talk about that you guys, Libras, have so many different choices here. You have a lot of different paths. We have 7 of them. There's a lot of choices here. This sounds a little bit familiar to me. I think this card came up in your love reading as well. We've been having a lot of that going on as well. So 7 of Cups, 7 different paths. There are a lot of choices, so they don't want you to feel like you're stuck with one. Very important. There are many options for my Libras. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. If this is you here wondering about your job, if this is you here wondering about somebody you're dating, whatever it is, here they're saying options, options, options. There are good options. There are bad options. We want you to avoid the bad ones. We want you to remember that you're not stuck with one. Okay, there's more than one choice here. They show poise, so a lot of my Libras are getting ready, putting themselves on a pedestal, a little bit of selfish energy, but in a good way. This is taking care of yourself, getting ready for something great to happen, so you're poised, you're on a pedestal, you're ready to go, guys. Libra's ready to rock and roll. We just need to pull this energy back in, and you guys are ready to pull the trigger with that. So there we go with Libra, middle of the month. Next sign up is Gemini. Gemini. Here we go, Gemini, middle of the month. Jumper. You got a person there. Okay. Completely blocked. I need to discard on that. And they want it blocked. All right, let's see why. Gemini, we have a person coming in here who is usually a little bit younger than you. It's usually not generation gap younger, but it could be. It could eke that far down. But we have somebody younger than you that's coming in that is upside down or blocked. Okay, so let me give you a few different versions of what this can be. If they're upside down, this is somebody who's upset with you, who is not happy with you right now. And it can be either sex, even though it's the Prince in this deck. Other decks, it's the Knight. So this can be a male or a female, does not matter. But we have somebody here who is upside down, which usually people, if you're, imagine hanging upside down, you wouldn't be very happy. You get the blood rush into your head and be like, hey, just let me down, right? So it's the energy of that. So they're not very happy about something that's going on. And it may be pertaining to you. It may be just bigger picture than you. Now, another version of this would be the same person coming in on a block, which basically means on a delay, that they're not here yet. So maybe some of you may be expecting to see like your brother or a family member coming into town later. Maybe something got delayed. They're canceling a lot of trains right now because of what's going on. And so whatever this is on a delay. Maybe, let me see, I was seeing if they focused on a certain suit. They did not. They kind of kept it diverse. So they want me to leave it kind of a little bit open here for you guys. So I think we read it pretty good. So it's either on a delay, it's either on a block, or it's either on somebody here is not very happy about something. So keep that in mind. That lets you know how to deal with them better. I'm hearing boss and coworkers here too. So the last thing that they show here is that there's an unsuccessful element here that some of my Geminis are going through in the middle of September. So remember that this is not a big deal as far as long term. This is going to just turn around for you guys at some point. It's like something that you were trying to accomplish that just didn't work out. Maybe it was a goal. Maybe you were trying to kick a habit and it just didn't work out. You went back to it. You didn't accomplish the goal. Remember to set goals that are attainable. Smaller goals, I think, are always beneficial to do because then you build up momentum. You attack the first goal, you get it. The next small goal, you get it. Next thing you know, you're high up the ladder there. You've moved quite a bit. Now the other thing here is that if it's not a goal, this is just something that you wanted to happen, it just didn't work out. Well, that's just part of life. Sometimes the things that we want don't happen when we want them to. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get here. So they're reminding you here that this is a speed bump. This is not something they want you to get upset or all emotional about. It's going to be all right. You're going to get back to it. And if it's something like a habit, like I mentioned, maybe you try to quit smoking, maybe you tried to quit it, something else that was just bad for you, maybe a person, and it just didn't work out. Doesn't mean you should give up. Go back to it. Try again. We'll get there. So that's what we have there for Gemini. As we move into Scorpio, guys. Scorpio, middle of the month. Big theme for Scorpio. Congruent with everything else we've done. I need one more card here to see if that's a person. It is not. And I need one more card for discard to see if we're going to upright, and we're not. They want this red blocked. Another sign they want red blocked. I do need an oracle card right here. Okay, guys, so we talk about breaking free from something here. For a lot of you, this is something to do with the home. There is freedom going on here. Something that used to bind you up and tie you down is breaking here in September. And like I said, a lot of you, it has to do with the home environment. Maybe it's the home itself. Maybe it's a project within the home. You know, you're getting this monkey off your back. You're getting things done here. So we got no place like home in my Oracle Angel card. It basically shows a house being suspended on a garden hanger. So a lot of home type vibes here. And that break free energy is wonderful to see. I always love to see the devil inverted, because the devil the other way means you're really attached to something, usually in a way that you don't like. They didn't show that here. They showed that you're getting out of that. Breaking free, freedom, very good. They do show a lot of you do need to really take authority in your love corner. So this is taking care of family. This is making the decisions for yourself instead of letting other people choose for you. Okay, so that comes up as a theme here, middle of September. And then finally, they show inaction with love. So there is something that they don't want you to do right now. Hey, you know, maybe certain decisions need to wait for a little bit longer, especially if it's within the family. The love corner is anybody close to your heart, usually family members, usually close friends, could even be about pets, but they're bringing in inaction here, so they're saying right here is not the time. Maybe October this changes. Maybe, you know, that would be a better time to pull the trigger with something with the family, whatever they're talking about contextually for you. But right now, they're saying not so much. Right now, take a break with the major decisions going on, with the exception of the home, because the home is coming in upright and very good. So there we go. That is Scorpio. Now we move into Pisces. Pisces turn. We need a deck change for Pisces. This deck is expired. And they go in here. All right, so we need a ritual cut in for my Pisces. And we're ready to go. Okay, Pisces, middle of the month, another big theme. Their spirits just hit me with all of them this month. All of them big themes, just about. Okay, we bring in the Emperor card, a very good start. Taking great authority, being the boss, boss-like energy. We have a brand new regeneration right on top of that, which is, I read that like the death card. So this is like something brand new that wasn't there before, or that is, you're just doing 100%. So keep that in mind. Whatever you're being the boss of and taking authority of, you got to go the whole way with this. You cannot go part. You cannot even go 99%. This has got to be like on a cellular level, 100%. Nothing from the past carry over there with the regeneration, like the death card. They do show that there is a new either work, business, enterprise, something like that, or even a job coming in new, but on a delay. It may be something that enters here in September, but actually comes to full fruition later, either maybe October, November, something like that. But it's rearing its head now, or at least they want you to start thinking about this, of ways to improve your work situation right now, because it is coming in. It's just coming in on a delay. The last thing they show here is the High Priestess. So this could be a card about college, learning higher level stuff. Also a card about you're just getting the full truth right now. You're getting the full statistics, the full data, the full facts, the full truth of what is going on. It's being presented to you. It's the book of truth with the High Priestess. Sacred knowledge also being presented to you. So it's very good for making decisions. I like to see that a lot for that reason, because that basically, if we don't have all the facts, we don't have all the truth, really hard to make good decisions that are for us. But when we have the full picture, when we're looking at the full complete map of things, usually it's very clear for what we need to do and the decisions we need to make. So I go back to the Emperor card, being the boss, taking great authority of your September, guys. It comes in very good for my Pisces. Very nice to see. All right, so let's move on to Cancer. Cancer is next. Cancer, middle of the month. Okay, big theme, but not over the top big. Okay, Cancer, the first thing they talk about is my Queen of Wands. So this is the energy, in fact, not a person, of very much motherly of the work corner. Work corner is a big place. I always say, you know, work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses. It could be about retirement, hobbies, interests, the job, entrepreneurship, all those things. So they really want you to nurture that. That's a focus right here in the middle of the month. They want a lot of attention to it. They say, my Cancers, you guys have done such a good job of this. It's not like it's a neglect thing. It's not like, hey, you haven't been doing this, put the energy here. It's saying you have been doing good, but the energy still needs to go here. Okay, so that's the work corner call. The next thing they show is the Tower card. So this is the bringing something down to build something back up. Okay, so it's getting rid of something so that you can replace it or build it new, whether it's like a relationship where you're just like getting rid of somebody to bring somebody better in, whether it's like getting rid of a job to get a new job. So this is like kind of like a trade-off kind of thing. And this can happen very fast with the Tower card too. So this is like, it makes me feel like a spontaneous decision. It's like one day you didn't decide to do this, and like you woke up one day and you're like, hey, you know what? I need to do this now. You pull the trigger and go. That's very much the energy of what's going on here. The last thing they do show for Cancer is that there is a blocked event of some form. So this is something that can come on a delay. That's one definition of what blocked means. It's basically when a card's inverted. I read 78 definitions. I turn them into 156 because I read these cards upright and inverted. I'm one of those readers that does it all. So the event coming in blocked could be just on a delay. Maybe you're booking an event right here in September that happens in November, October, something like that. But you're buying the tickets now. You're planning now. You're planning the vacation for travel now, something like that. So this is something that comes later that is entering your month though right now, or this is just on a delay where it's just going to happen later. It would be like if you're going to plan a family gathering later in September. This could be on a delay because it just doesn't end up working out. Maybe this gets delayed until early October, something like that. So that's examples of what that can be. And when I say event, it could be anything from like a wedding, celebration, birthday party. The word event is the best word to use. That covers kind of most of the energy there. So there we go for Cancer. Now we move into Capricorn. Capricorn, my final sign here. My wonderful Capricorns. Here we go. And still a chatty group. I need one more card there. Person, not a person. Okay, guys, we are ready. Capricorn, we got a lot of people, but they said not people. We're using the energy definitions. The first thing they talk about, a lot of my Capricorns are leaving something behind that has an emotional attachment to them. Could be getting rid of something that means a lot to them. Could be meaning getting rid of a friendship, getting rid of a relationship, maybe just selling something that has sentimental value. It's something that has a pull on your heart that you are just walking away from and not looking back. And if that is not what is going on for you, that is the advice, is there is leaving energy here, that something needs to be let go, left in the past, and you need to move forward away from it. The next thing they show here is the King of Swords. This is very much about owning your thoughts, being in control of your thoughts. They show you guys are doing a good job of that. It's in the upright position, but when it comes in, they're calling for a continuance of it. You need more of it here in September, so you need to keep putting the energy there, keep making decisions yourself. This is not a time to put things off and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna decide this thing later. I'm gonna make up my mind in October about that. They're saying no here. They want you to start taking care of this stuff now. And even if it's just all up here, it's all mental. It is the Swords card, and Swords is a cerebral suit, so it's very mental based. So it's making up your mind, being authoritative of your mindset, and also mental health too, doing what is good for you mentally. And for some of you, I'm hearing job. They did not say that in the cards, but I'm hearing it in my head. If you are in a job that is just not good for your headspace, time to start considering stuff like this to change. The next thing they show here is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a much more motherly card, about nurturing energy, nurturing the family here with the Cups. Cups is your family, your heart attachment here. It could go back to the first card a little bit too here, but this is needing energy in the love family corner, guys, this month. This is a call to treat it like your child. All your family, all your friends, treat them all the same. Treat them all like like they're all close to your heart. Obviously they are, but it can also be a card about reaching out. It's very easy to get disconnected to people. Time and space, separates us. Everybody's living their own lives. Sometimes we lose touch with people. So this is a card about nurturing those relationships, helping out family members when they need you, helping out friends when they need, a shoulder to cry on, need a hug, is something like that. So that's what's coming up very prominently for September. That is the action that they want you to take, and it looks very good. Checking in back to that first card about leaving something behind. I'd like to encourage my Capricorns to do that, especially if you know what they're talking about here. Very strong energy there. So that is the entire reading, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Me and Tarak will be signing off, but we will see you again very, very early into October with the generals. So take care. We will see you then.